Why is a project manager important on a construction project? Well, how good is a football team without a manager? Let's think this through. You got your build team and they're focused like nodding donkeys doing the do. Well, if no one stood back watching what they're doing, narrating the band, who's controlling the costs? Who's controlling the schedule? Who's controlling the purchasers? Who's keeping the job flowing? Who's feeding information back to a client? Who's mitigating the risk? Okay, so who's managing it all? So the question is, who wants that responsibility? Now, why is it important? Well, there's a legal requirement on a construction project. Not many people, and it absolutely shocks me to the core at how many people don't actually know. It is a legal requirement to have such things like health and safety in place, your risk and method statements, your safety policy, certain things like having a toilet accessible for the team. You've got to bear in mind, a construction project is a place of work. So we need to have the correct signage up, like the workplace signage that health and safety provide us. All these little details need to be taken into consideration. So the honest answer is, your project manager knows this inside and out. It's their role and their responsibility to ensure all these regulations, all the compliance is all checked A to Z. Now, here's a shock for you. How many projects are you aware of that you know they have not hired a project manager? Now, hey, we've been on them, we're experienced, and we completely get it. Clients don't want to spend that kind of money. It is an expense. It could be up to 5% of the contract value, which is, in some eyes, an unnecessary spend. But then let's question, if there was an accident on the job, who stood there in the dock with the hands out in cuffs? Who wants that responsibility? By hiring a professional project manager, that individual can ensure that your project is compliant, it's safely delivered, and it's planned accordingly. Mitigate risk as much as physically possible. Project management is 95% complete before you lift a tool. I can't stress this enough. The devil is in the detail. A project manager will fully vet that project from start to finish, from transport management programs to with site deliveries and things like that. The safety and welfare on the project. Where do people go to the toilet? Where do they eat? Where do they wash their hands? The cost register, anything that is hazard on the project, your project manager will have it all planned out at the start of the job. And then when the job's ready and he's happy, he will share that information with clients, and then you can press the play button. And then he will observe from a distance, watching the project, doing site visits. It might be weekly, it might be monthly, depending what big or small the project is. Okay, but the most fundamental importance of having a project manager on site is that he keeps you out of jail.